we got our brand new product, the ultimate YouTube marketing guide ebook. I want you guys to click down in the subscription. This is going to give you impactful information. You know, I've gotten so many different ebooks from different people, and this basically it's basic stuff. This goes from basic to intermediate to advanced. If you've never done YouTube marketing before, this is the jam. I want you guys to go check it out. It's fun. I'm completely giving this away, bro. I've discounted 70%.
Woo!
Right?
That's big, bro. We gotta talk after the pod.
Yeah.
70%?
70% off. Limited time only. Listen, I put a whole bunch of work into this. A lot of times when people give you ebooks, they don't really give you that much resources. They give you a certain amount of things, and it's just enough to get you to go ahead and buy another product. But I didn't want to do this with this product. I wanted actual people to actually get something out of it.
Value, baby.
Value.
Let's go.
And once you look at it and you see the aspects, I put 30 lessons in here. So I put a lot of hard work into this. Go ahead and check it out. The link's in the description. Go and get it. Deuces.
All over the place, man.
Yeah.
Baltimore University
Yeah.
has made me so diverse.
I know it does, right?
Oh my God. My hairdresser, she's Trinidadian. So that's all we had at Florida.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
We had a pan program.
Yeah, it was
and
Trinidadian.
all they had was Trinidadian people, man.
Yeah,
and it was just like we get along really well because I understand a little bit of dialect.
Yeah.
Trinidadians speak really, really fast.
I know, it's weird. I didn't think about that, bro.
And she said, we don't talk fast as much as we sing while we talk. I said, who
They
told y'all that?
Yeah,
Who told y'all that to push y'all heads up?
Exactly.
Your head's not big enough.
Yeah. Exactly. Already?
Your head's not big enough being from that island, man.
Exactly.
It's a battle. It was a battle at that school, man.
Yeah.
Between all the islands.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
It's a complete blood fest. Everybody's trying everybody.
Yeah.
The Trinidadians ain't talking about the Bahamians. The
Oh
Bahamians
my
talking about
gosh.
everybody else.
Yeah.
Everybody talks like they're the top of the top.
And
it's like I like the competitive spirit, but
Yeah.
I'm like, we're the HBCU.
Exactly.
We all came here
We
to
come from Africa. What's the problem?
we all came here to get an education. Now
Exactly.
we're battling each other.
Battling each other because of the cultural differences.
Honestly, I understood their accents, man. That was so hard for me when I came down here.
Oh, really?
It was
Understand their
different,
accents, man. I tell you, I was at a gas station one time, and my card was like messed up to where I couldn't use it anymore, and I didn't know that. It was unbeknownst to me until I actually got to the register. I had like fucking 5 people behind me, and when I got up there, I had my helmet on because I was on my motorcycle that day, and I had my earbuds in, and then when I got up there, in her accent, the cashier, I put my card in and swiped or whatever. She said I declined, or like her accent, and I said, oh, well, okay, let me scan it again. 'Cause I didn't know what she was saying.
Yeah.
She said, a decline. And I was like, let me scan it again. Let me scan it real quick. And then I said, what'd you say? And someone shot behind me, decline. Embarrassed the fuck out of me, bro.
Yo.
Decline, sir.
Decline.
Shut
We have no money on this card.
Okay.
And then the whole fucking store knew I was fucking.
Oh.
And it wasn't I was broke. It's just that I couldn't use my card. So everyone just thought.
Yeah.
The true test is, did you hear anybody suck their teeth behind you?
Oh man, I have my earbuds. I have my earbuds in, so they probably did, but I didn't hear it all
But
the
you
way.
wouldn't hear them all the way. Oh,
I think
man.
that's man's greatest fear. Like
yeah.
going anywhere, like, because even when I know there's money on the card, I'll be like, see, this is the card.
Is it
Approved.
approved?
Okay, and then I just try to act cool, like it's not gonna, like I didn't expect it to be approved.
Like, I'm at that spot in my life where, hey,
Yeah.
you know, if it does, it's
Exactly.
a party. You know, if it doesn't, all right.
Exactly. Let me go find another
Like,
card.
I'm gonna find another card.
You know what I'm saying? Worst part is you put in something that you forgot was another card that had money on it, the other one didn't. And then you're like, you put it in, and they're like, yeah, sir, it's declined. And you're like, I used the wrong card. In fact, you have to explain everything and put the new one in, and okay, it went through. Okay, thank you. It went through, sir. You know what I'm saying? You gotta explain. Oh, yes, I know.
I got to the point. All right.
Exactly.
I'm so fast with it. I'm like, let's go.
Exactly.
Well, man, we got to get going right here on the podcast.
Yes.
Y'all understand? Once again, we're gonna have my co-hosts, TTMT. You know, King D Money. We're here interviewing our interviewee.
Exactly, Mohammed.
What's up, man?
Mohammed, what's your last name, sir?
Clemons.
So Mohammed Clemons is one of my great friends. We also are team members at Marfort Muay Thai, which is another gym that we go to train. But he's also a teacher and he's also a gamer.
Yes.
So he's kind of going to give us basically a rundown of basically what you've been working on, what you do, where you're at, where you came from,
Definitely.
and everything else under the sun.
Definitely, man. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. I went to HBCU, Winston State University, and and becoming a teacher, it's just the reason I wanted to become a teacher was because I want to like tangibly affect change. Like I'm a type of person. I'm not really into politics. Like I'm not into politics at all because it doesn't.
Trump just got convicted 34 counts.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I didn't. If you hadn't told me that, I probably wouldn't even know it. To be honest, that's how like detached I am because I just feel like if I want to see like change, I have to be able to like reach out and touch the change. You know what I'm saying? I'm having to be able to be in the proximity to change. And like being in the politics, I don't feel like it does that for me. So that's why I became a teacher because I can actually like tangibly see change. I can see kids, becoming wiser with some of my teaching, becoming more factually correct with some of my teaching, like in terms of teaching math, things of that nature. And even after a few years that they've been out of my classroom, they mess me on Instagram, which they shouldn't be messing me on fucking Instagram, but they do. And they say, "Hey, Mr. Clemons, I remember your teachings. You made such an impact on me. I'm in the God now or whatever, and I'm about to get a scholarship." And that warms my heart when I see that. So that's why I became a teacher. Okay. And things of that nature. That's my backstory as to why I become a teacher. Became a teacher. I must be a psychopath going in that kind of profession. With the pay.
Oh no! I was in there for 18 years.
With the pay and
with the pay. That's what I'm saying. Like,
man,
go ahead, bro. You can
the pay.
That's what
The
I'm
pay
saying.
is the least of my worries nowadays, though. Yeah. The pay, like, it's at the bottom of it, but there's like pillars of why I shouldn't be doing this. It's like number one, the climate right now is crazy for me. Being a music teacher, I'm like, I almost feel like not needed. And you know what I'm saying? It's like by the time they get done with the testing, and it's just testing. It's really just testing. It's testing all year.
Exactly.
It's like this test, that test, this test, this evaluation, then they evaluate you. Yeah, that's pillar number 2.
I don't even think they could.
You're gonna tell me how good of a job I did by how well these kids tested. Performed. Yeah, exactly. On tests they tired of taking. Yeah, exactly. And then their parents. There goes number 3. Pillar number 3. Why you don't do this? The people who you send these kids home to. Yeah. I'm gonna say it like that. Because they're ours for those hours, man. Exactly. You're the parent. They're yours, you're the parent, you're the local parent, you know what I'm saying? By law. Yeah. Like, it's like, oh, here. They're on your roster. They got your name. Your name's attached to them. And you're responsible for them. And you're quite frankly, you're responsible for them. Yeah. And then the parents, they turn on you. Of course. Like if you have, God forbid you have a bad day, or you don't handle the situation as politically correct. Yeah. Or I mean, you ain't whipped. Yeah, like if you aren't completely whipped by your principal or the parents that are there, you're like, you turn into, they make you into like, oh man, you're that guy. You're the angry black guy at that point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're like you didn't do this. You didn't do this well. You didn't do this well. Yeah, you know what? It must be because. It's your culture. Exactly, it's your culture. You know what? I think it just seems like it's like a stereotype that you're all automatically you're angry. God. So why are you raising your voice? I'm not raising my voice. I just don't agree with what you're saying. Agree with what you're saying. I'm a little bit elevated because we're talking at that at that level. Exactly. I had a parent talk to me. I was like, why are you so loud? I say, man. This isn't loud. Exactly. You just mad that I'm actually combating what you have to say with something that is concrete. Yeah. And you want fairy dust. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sugarcoat this. Yeah. Yeah. You want this on top of apology already? Yeah. They expect us to be very, very like nice and very They expect us to be able to maintain like a learning environment and things of that nature by being nice, like extremely nice. And they have to understand that you can't be like nice or people won't listen to you, right? They won't listen to you, and if they're not listening to you, they aren't gonna learn anything, and then you're gonna get mad at me because they aren't learning anything. You know what I'm saying? you're gonna make me pay.
Yeah, of course.
For the cuffs that you put on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is absolutely insane. Now there are those people who are like out there doing like absolutely crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why y'all doing this?
Yeah.
This job was hard enough.
It's already hard enough.
Leave the children
alone.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about what you just
said. Did you hear about the dude that let his kids unbraid his hair?
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
That's
now
so foolish.
It's beyond foolish.
Yeah.
But if he was a principal,
yeah,
a different color, and or an old, I'm just gonna say a whole white lady, it'd be a trend. That's so endearing.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
But you know, a lot of us are like mad that he got fired, but half of us are the reason why he got fired too. We were like, oh, that's not the way you should do things. They'll teach you, no, she should be doing that on blah 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 blah. There's some people like he's using kids to do this and do that.
He's using kids.
I'm like, but I'm gonna say it like this too. Principals use the kids to show off in school too.
Of course, they are.
Now this is allowable.
Yeah, it's allowable. It's exploitation in order to get money in, and you're actually exploiting the children.
If I'm having a spelling bee or a bowl or something like that, no, the highest level of it, sports, of course, is complete exploitation. Of course, football is at the top right now down south. Yeah. Complete exploitation of the youth. If you don't know, your coaches, most of your coaches, if not, I'm gonna piss off a couple people. There are people. Let me just say coaches. There are people on the park betting on your child's football game. Yeah. To the point where they will hurt another person. What? About this money.
Really? Wow.
Exploitation at its best. Yeah. And yet you come after me for having a issue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not, handling it the best way. But tell me I just didn't handle it the best way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to expel this child for this or expel that child for that. You can't. Yeah. You got too many suspensions for the year. Exactly. And you can't, you got a quota, you got a limit. Exactly. Before you can say, oh, you can't suspend nobody else. You can't send people home. There's a law. They got rules. Under somebody else that's got rules put on them too. And it's like if you don't have a strong person at the top, it's chaos at this school.
I can imagine, yeah. I know. And the thing about it is that people don't understand that there's a big turnover with principals. Principals they have administration that's above them, and they've got to meet like certain deadlines. I know this because I studied to be a principal. So I understand there's a lot of pressure to do a certain amount of things. And really a principal is not really an educational leader. They're basically a business leader. The vice principal is the educational leader. They're the person who does all the grunt work, does all the other stuff, and the principal kind of takes a lot of the, has done being a vice principal under somebody else, had to do the same grunt work, then gets in that position, and basically kind of is like the president of the school. The prime minister is the vice president. So basically, you got the president, you got a prime minister. I didn't even know that they just got Haiti just got a new prime minister, but he was prime minister before. So I was like, how do you have the prime minister and you have a president? It's two different roles, but they share the power in different ways. But getting back to the principal thing, principals have to meet like certain deadlines, and financially have to meet certain deadlines. If the school is in the red, then the principal's out. So they're always looking to make sure they try to cut corners or either try to make sure that they get certain things in place in order for them to keep their job. So a lot of things that we try to think about with principals and stuff like that it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
HBCU experience, man. Tell us about your HBCU experience. What things were just like you can't forget, and those things that you wish you could have.
You wish you could have forgotten.
Let's see. First of all, let me start by saying I love my HBCU. Winston State University, Ram Pride. We see red. Okay. I gotta say that. I love my HBCU. I love about the HBCU, the professors, they feel like they're like an extension of your family, right? They feel like they're not just like teachers to you to where like the day ends and then they just screw off and they don't talk to you. Like they actually look out for you. Like I've had like professors look out for me. Like, for example, when I was trying out for drum major when I was in college, I wasn't going to sleep at like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning and shit like that because I was like having to type papers and things of that nature and having to be up at like 5:30 for PT. And like one of my professors, she always used to just check up on me. Hey, Muhammad, how you doing? Things of that nature. They just feel like they actually genuinely care about you. And I'm not saying it's not like that at the PWI because I haven't gone to a PWI, but at HBCU, I can speak on what I know. HBCU professors, they care about you. Like, generally, they care about you.
They do.
Now, what I don't like HBCUs, all right? And once again, I'm not saying every HBCU is like this, but what I don't like is that it's a very herd-minded mentality. And it's in terms of if you think like a certain way that like not a lot of people think like, you're like certain people think like this over here and you have like a different thought, you're like ostracized a little bit. You're ostracized. And I don't like that because I feel like when you go to college, what college should be, in my opinion, is you should be exposed to a bunch of different viewpoints, a bunch of different standpoints. And you should have those standpoints challenged. And I don't think it should be in a professor's mindset that they have to like influence their class to think a certain way. I really don't like that. Like there is, like, for example, the 2016 presidential election. I'm first of all, I'm not registered to vote, so like I don't take this as some kind of you like Hillary Clinton or you like I don't give a shit about any of those people. But the 2016 presidential election, like I was being influenced by my professor to vote for Bernie Sanders, and I didn't realize that at the time. I didn't really catch on to it at the time because, like, once again, I'm not into politics. I'm not registered to vote even. But that is completely inappropriate, in my opinion, for a college professor or someone in any leadership position to influence who you vote for. I really don't like that. Now, that's probably like that in a lot of colleges. Like, that's not just specific to
it's not specific.
You know what I'm saying? But, if someone goes to a conservative school, for example, a school that likes, conservatives, maybe Donald Trump or whatever, that professor would probably influence them to try to vote for Donald Trump as well. And I just don't like that. I don't like that.
Because you don't like to mix religion with your education. I mean, not religion, but politics. That's the only thing that you have issues with, is that we always have some type of issue with politics, religion, and mixing with the education system,
I feel like we have a problem with that because education is just supposed to educate.
Exactly. It's supposed to educate.
But we're indoctrinated.
We're indoctrinated.
It's like we mix the lines and then we think, like we watched a professor tell us all of his gripes and issues, and it would slip out during certain things, and it's just it's like little seeds of what I want you to think. I want you to be little bitty me.
Exactly, mini me's.
Instead of just telling me give me the raw knowledge, and let me apply it where I want to apply it.
True.
Now, if you want to have like an outside conversation outside of school, you know what I'm saying. But even that, you can't do that because then you're like, you fraternizing with the kids. But they're adults.
You
would tell them adults. But my biggest problem with education right now is that I've just been like made aware of most of the reason why we even have everybody come together to learn. It used to be, the smartest of your village goes out. Kemet. You know what I'm saying? That's where you want to go. Then you get chosen to be there or not.
That does make a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying? You bring it back.
You
teach. Now it's everybody is going, whether you're slow or fast. And it's like the quickest way to get people to just calm down is give them their sports, give them their footballs, give them their arenas. And then here we go. So what do you think most of this money is spent at universities for, bro? It's to build more buildings.
Exactly.
To put more people in, to get more people to watch at one time.
And
learn from one person.
And that
how to do something.
Interesting thing. I think I talked about this before, that the person who's most responsible for our education system is Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller. And the reason why he's most responsible because he wanted to get people who fit in a box from this 9-to-5 job, because he realizes that if if he doesn't if you're master of your universe and you're basically you're dictating policies, because at the time, because he was so rich, he was like one of these robber barons. He was dictating policy for the U.S. because he had more money at the time than the government did. At a certain period of time, you had robber barons. The only reason that the government has more money now is because of taxes. Before taxes, robber barons were actually running the country, and he was like, "Listen, I'm going to preempt this. I'm going to start helping creating the education system so we can only get people who only follow this type of bracket. They only going to go to work from 9 to 5, because if you start getting people who want to start breaking out of that, the mentality to start doing your own business and stuff, you're not going to have any sheep. Everyone's going to have the herd. It's to create a herd mentality where everybody just goes this way. You get your 40 acres and a mule, even though we didn't get one. You know what I'm saying? You get your house, you get your car, your white picket fence, and then you pay your taxes and you're done. But if you think outside of that, then now you're an outlier. Now you're the enemy. Because go ahead, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, man, it speaks the way
Mohammed.
I knew it was Mohammed. I just didn't want to say anything else. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna mess this up. I told myself, and it happened. Yeah. Like Muhammad was saying about you becoming that outlier when you have a different thought. Yeah. And it's like, even at my HBCU, shout out to FMU. Baltimore University.
Baltimore University.
That's right. Understand.
Yeah.
Roll lines. Let's go. All right. So. All right.
We were in a different section.
Yeah.
We were in different years. Different times. I was in the original.
It's a different.
Original.
FMC.
Yeah, I was at FMC. It was Baltimore College.
Then I was there for the matriculation of it, and it became FMU. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Exactly. So when you get there, you think everybody. You don't know, not nowadays. Yeah. Now you know that everybody thinks on one line. Yeah. And just goes with whatever's going on. And it's crazy because the people that are now the outliers or the loudest outliers. Yeah. Are talking the craziest
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Anybody that can speak the loudest and craziest gets the camera. Yeah. Yeah. And now it has become true for everybody else. Yeah. Just speaking of that, man, working at a school, do you know kids can decide the gender at school?
What?
Not tell their parents, tell administration, and administration, and you as a teacher can't tell the parents?
What? Oh my God.
They're able to do this.
Wow.
Without letting anyone else know. Without letting their parents know.
And the administrators got to
they
honor
that. They have to honor it.
What?
They have to honor it.
And they don't have to tell the parents.
This information that people don't get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People don't understand.
That is crazy.
It's weird. It's weird. It's getting weird out here.
Yeah.
And my university experience was awesome.
Yeah, so
I enjoyed myself. I was a very helpful person.
Yeah,
I was in everything. I was in all the bands. Let's just do all the bands. Then we're gonna do a choir. Yeah, we're not gonna do the other choir, but we're gonna do this choir.
Yeah, Ambassador Chorale.
Ambassador Chorale. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it took me everywhere. It took me on my first trips my first trip out of the state.
They got all the good stuff. We never had none of that stuff.
My first trip out of the state. Yeah, was to Germany.
We went to Georgia. That's all we got. We got Georgia. We went to Georgia. I was thinking about that. I was like, y'all went to Spain? Like, didn't Tim go to Spain?
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go?
We went to Dusseldorf, Germany.
You went to Germany?
We toured for like Georgia. 14 days.
Georgia? Germany.
During Christmas time.
What?
So you get to see snow and all this good stuff. And it changed my outlook on life, man. Yeah. Then the next trip was going to New York.
Yeah. What?
Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. It was crazy, man. Playing in New York, playing at Ambassador Chorale, singing, just being me. We get to go out, man. Besides Georgia, I hadn't been out the state till I got that old.
Really? But I mean, that's a big jump.
I've been no further, bro.
That's a big jump, though. I've
been no further than Belgrade.
Really? What?
I have been no further than Belgrade. But I know kids now that don't go no further than
In Miami.
Miami Gardens.
Miami Gardens, yeah. That's
Marching.
true.
Yeah, marching, man. Yeah, it did afford a lot of opportunities to travel, man. I've done some crazy things in marching, man, bro. Like, I performed at Honda Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
If you know, I'm being from HBCUs, y'all probably have heard of Honda Battle of the Bands, man. That was a surreal experience. Basically, you know, you go into an NFL stadium like where the Falcons play, and I'm just like, holy shit, dude, I want to fucking, you know, the turf where people play football. I'm like, what the hell, bro? This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, the marching band experience and the college experience and the things that let me see, you know, it was crazy, spectacular. Like, gave me a lot of opportunities to talk on news stations and just travel. It was very nice. It was very nice.
Man, let me tell you about my experience, man. I tell you, to be honest with you, my experience was kind of like yours, because I had been, you know, my parents kind of put me in a lot of private schools, private Catholic schools. You know what I'm saying? It was majority Caucasian, white, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Latin sometimes. When I was in New York, it was a mixture, you know, like Puerto Rican, some blacks. But then we went to live in Canada and came back down here. Man, it kind of like my college professor, one of the professors, Dr. Pinkston. Man, shout out to Dr. Pinkston, man.
Rest in peace.
Dr. Pinkston, rest in peace. He literally, from the time I started, said, hey, I'm going to make sure you graduate, and I'm going to be on you about it. You're going to graduate. Don't worry. I got you. And every semester, he'd be like, okay, you taking this class, you're doing this class, you're doing this class. Boom, 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 boom. I remember this professor, man, try to hold me back. I think you know who it is. Who it is, a math teacher. He said, man. He said, man, I'm not, because I didn't go, for some odd reason, like, he had like a couple of students who like groupies around him, right?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So they used to go out, they used to go to the cafeteria and he'd tell his old man stories and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he looking like Sanford's son. I was like, one day I was going to class. I had to study or something for a test. He was like, man, I need you to come to lunch with me, man, and go hang out with me. I said, sir, I gotta go. I gotta study. I got a test. What's going? He said, man, you ain't gonna come with me? Okay. And I was like, all right, what I do? So, man, next time I came, man, he was hard, like he was being nasty. Ever since I was in class, he's like, man, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. He said, you know what? I'm not gonna pass you. You're gonna fail. I'm gonna fail you out this year. This is the last year I graduated, bro.
I don't want to guess this name right now,
bro. And
let's start with you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know exactly.
I'm not gonna put him out there.
Don't put him out there. But that's exactly what I'm talking about.
He's a proud brother of the Phi Alpha fraternity incorporated.
So
life member.
Yeah. So guess what?
Oh my God, bro.
Dr. Pinkston said, I said, this man is on me, man. He won't let me graduate.
Yeah.
He said, I had a list of all the people that are gonna graduate. He said, I gave him that list. He said, all these people on this list, you gonna pass them. He said, your name was on that list. So the man didn't even know that, you know what I'm saying? And he had to honor it because he was part of that fraternity.
I think they're frat brothers, yeah.
He's a frat brother. So
yeah, he's a frat brother. So he was like,
oh, what you ain't gonna pass my boy? He checked me off. And so Dr. Pinkston, shout out to him, rest in peace. He made sure I graduated. So that was one of the aspects of it. They do take care of you.
Yeah.
And really there's a camaraderie that's there that I never understood. Like when I was looking at, like, you know, white or other cultures who were teaching me that, I couldn't see myself in them. When I went to Flomo, I was like, wow, I didn't even know there was like black people who were doctorates and people who were like me who had the same experience, who I was looking back at myself. And it just kept me inspired all the time. And you know, when you're at a historically black college, you start also seeing the different aspects of different types of black people. You know what I'm saying? You don't see just like, okay, African Americans, you see islands, you see different people, and you kind of get an understanding of your people in different shades. And I don't think you really can get that anywhere else.
Yeah. Man, you really don't.
Yeah.
You really don't. I've been to a couple of other places, man, but it's like, not happening. I don't think you're getting that anywhere else. You're not getting that love like that anywhere else. Yeah. Not without the intent to do something else later. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
without
the intent. Manipulative. You know what it is? I think what happened is I always felt like the intention of the professors were for my best good. I felt it.
I like the best good. I've just had this conversation. Best good is only like defined by how good they they think or know it to be.
True. Yeah.
If I was to redo something during my HBCU, stint, I would love to challenge my professors to aim a little higher for us. Not just pass the class. Not just get a good job in Miami-Dade public schools.
Yeah.
Challenge me to go out here and make something that isn't.
Yeah.
Let's leave it like that.
Exactly.
Challenge me to make up something that just isn't. That just isn't there.
Never was there before.
Never was there before. Discovered.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The intent was we gonna
get you through here. You just gotta graduate. We gotta get you through.
Now that's what I feel. I feel like, and I might be pissing a couple people off.
Yeah.
But I speak on both sides of the equation because my mom was a registrar for this institution for almost 30 years.
Yeah, almost everybody saw your mom. It's weird.
So I know what I know this is the exact experience that you're talking about with several other people. Yeah. Because my mom would speak to me about these things. So my mom was that person. That my mom was that Dr. Pinkston. Yeah. You're gonna take this teacher, this teacher, this teacher, this teacher.
Exactly.
Okay? Okay? Like, why I can't? I ain't questioning it. I ain't questioning it. I'm 4 years in. Yeah. 4 years out. That's it. I'm in. Yeah. I'm out. Like, no more than 4. Yeah. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand this stick around 7, 8 years, bro.
Living in there. You ever see those
guys? Living here.
You ever know some people who were still there? Like, why you still here? Bro, you remember the people who used to be there? They were still there? Yeah, like, I was like, bro, how can you haven't graduated? We still see you in class.
You weren't a super senior, were you?
Oh, hell no. I really don't understand that shit, man. Like, there are people in Hopefield, if they see it, whatever. There were people in the marching band who have been in that school for like six or 7 years.
What?
And I told myself, like, when I came to college, I was like, when I come to this motherfucker, I want to be out of here in 4 years. And if I'm not out of here in 4 years, I'm done with marching band. I got my 4 years on the marching band, had my good time, I'm out of there. Because obviously, if I'm staying there for longer than 4 years, I need to give something up. So I was there for 4.5 years. So like the last semester, I wasn't in marching band. But I really don't understand, because like, you have to pay this shit back. This isn't free. Yeah, you have to pay this shit back. You may be having fun, great, but you have to pay this shit back one day, and you're just sitting here. Bullshit.
You can do that without school.
Yeah, you can do
that. You can go to party. You can go to parties all you want without school.
Exactly.
Man, when I tell you, it just things just like really, really, really crazy at HBCUs, man. Sometimes I'm just like. Some brothers I was like, oh man, that dude's he's in school. Yeah. You know, you see him hopping up there doing his thing, you know, hopping out. I'm like, oh. They're like, yeah, man, he's been here like 6 years.
I know. Bro, it's so weird.
He just keeps coming back.
Yeah. Bro, it's weird. And they never finished graduating. They never
bro,
graduated.
It's like, man, I got a lot of friends that they didn't finish. Yeah. And it's because of sometimes it's the hard times, but there are those people who just decided that they weren't.
Yeah, that's true.
Or they were going to like just wing the first year of college. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to class. Yeah. I don't understand. Yeah. I'm not doing any
exactly. I don't understand that though.
I was like, how do you get to this point? On your own, like even to let yourself get to that point where you go, oh, I'm not going to none of these classes.
Exactly. Why?
Why? Why are you doing this?
What are you doing here?
Why would you sign for this?
You just want to go to the dorm.
Sign for this much money?
Exactly.
To sleep all day
and then miss your classes?
It's crazy. My dad told me he told me all throughout because he really didn't even want me to go to college, to be honest. He wanted me to do a skilled trade because he didn't want me to go there fucking off a bunch of money. He didn't want me to go there getting myself in debt. Yeah. So he was like, dude, if you go here, make sure you have a plan. Like he questioned me like from the time I had been in like middle school. Like he questioned me, all right, what's your plan? How you gonna fulfill your plan and whatnot? So like by the time I was like, even when I was like 17 years old, like, okay, I'm gonna be here for 4 years. I don't need to fuck this off because I'm gonna be broke as fuck and I'm gonna be in debt. If I get kicked out of here, then I've been here for no reason. I wasted all this time and I wasted fucking money. You know what I'm saying? So I went to every single class, and the only class I didn't go to were like They made you take foolish classes in college, like fucking.
I tried to test out every class I could.
Exactly.
You know? I wish I had thought that was an option.
Bro, that was an option.
I was discovering myself. Bro. I was like, oh, hold on. I don't know if that was an option. Like, I got to the end, I was like, what?
You could test it out?
What? I could have tested out?
When I found out you could test out, that was like magic. Somebody was like, yeah, man. I was like, how'd you get all this class, man? I tested out. You can test out of a class? I was like, I was trying to test out of everything, bro. I think literally, I tried to find every class I could test out of, and I was testing out so many classes. And then I would pick all my. I had a really good strategy when I went to Flomo. I actually picked all the professors. I would ask one of the students, "Hey, how's this professor? Oh, she's mean. Okay. Oh, how's the professor? Oh, she's easy. Okay." You know what I'm saying? And then I would go to the professor in the beginning of the class. I go, "Hey, this is a tip." I said, "Sir or ma'am," I said, "How do I get an A in your class?" They'd be like, "What do you mean, how do I get an A in my class? How dare you? You just got here." I said, "Okay," because I found out that everybody slacks on the first test. And I think somebody in Flomo told me this. Shout out to whoever it was. Someone in Flomo told me this. Like, you want to get, and then it's like, I said, okay. I said, and then the professor would be like, okay, whatever. So I would kill the first test. Then the professor would be like, oh my gosh, he's got an A on the first test. Everybody would flub it.
He's awesome.
He's awesome. So then after that, I had the teacher's ear. Every time. And then like, the teachers would help me. Like, I had a teacher literally go, he said, listen, do this, and this. And I did everything he said, and he gave me an A. People would be like, "Why? How you getting the A? Why you always like getting?" I'm like,
"An A. This guy doesn't give away A's.
He doesn't give away. This is the person who was telling, he's ready to fail people." And I think he told everybody, before you hand in your paper, let me review it. So basically, he's going to take your paper, he's going to correct it, and he wants you to do exactly what he wants you to put on there. And then you do it, you type it up exactly the way he corrected it, and then you hand it back into him. Indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this is so easy.
You are me now.
You are me. Basically, he just wants me to. He wants to take his opinion.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his opinion.
Plaster it on
me, and I'm gonna correct it, make it look like his opinion, and give it back to him. He says, "Oh, he agrees with me."
So he can adorn it himself.
Exactly.
So he can like look. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I did it.
I did it. I got multiple people to do this.
And then guess what? If you didn't do it, he failed you. And guess what? 90% of the class did not do it. They did not hand it to him early. Did not let him correct it. And so they failed him. People were looking at me like I was like Jesus, like or the Messiah. I didn't do anything different. I just followed what he told me to do.
Man, teaching's a slippery slope.
It is.
Like, do you think there's anything that, I don't want to say push. Let's not say push. Are there any seeds of knowledge that you'd like to leave with your kids? I know it's probably for the betterment of them, but like I have those things. I'm like, I'm really trying to, like I must be trying to push an agenda because this is what I got in my head to push. Like I'm pushing like, finish your work.
Yeah, that's normal stuff, bro.
You think it's normal, but kids don't want to finish work, bro.
I know.
If there's one thing I want to like instill in my kids that doesn't have anything to do with like academics, it's just like your destiny is in your hands. Now I understand. I understand. To a certain extent, there are some things that that we have against us. There are some things, but I don't want to tell them that because I want them to as hard as they can push for whatever goals they have. And if they do fail at those goals, they need to tell themselves, well, it's something I was doing. I need to get better at this, this, and this. I don't want them to just say, oh, it's because I'm black, fuck it. I want them to know how to take accountability for their actions and to be able to always look for self-improvement, perpetually look for self-improvement. Now, I do understand, I have to say this, I do understand that there are certain things that hold people of our skin tone down. I understand that.
Yes,
obviously.
Yeah, there's the whole system.
The whole system.
Exactly.
That's right. The whole system.
Yeah. At the same time, though, you have to always be on the lookout for self-improvement. And you don't want to always put yourself in a situation where, it's because I'm black, fuck it.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is? That's really not an excuse because really no one is holding you down.
Bro, is
No.
a solid excuse for them.
It's an excuse.
I promise you, it's as solid as a concrete block for them.
Really?
They feel like they can pick it up and use it as a weapon.
What?
And say that to anybody sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
It's like it's a cop out, bro.
Yeah.
And it's solid for them. We know it's fluff.
Yeah.
When they try and use it, they're like, but they're gonna try and use that.
Yeah.
I've had several. Like, you didn't help me with this. I said, but we did the assignment 3 times. My desk is always open.
To you. Come
There's
on.
another teacher in the room. You can ask questions.
Yeah.
You didn't help me.
Yeah. You didn't do it for me.
You didn't help me. You didn't do it for me.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Oh
what
my
it really
gosh,
is.
and I have to catch myself in that too.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's middle school, and I'm like, I'm too helpful.
Bless your heart for doing that.
I'm feeling
for
like
3 years.
I'm getting to the point where I'm going. I'm too helpful.
Yeah.
It's to the detriment of what's going on in the
You're
room.
enabling.
I want a autonomous type of classroom. I give you a problem.
Yeah.
I need everybody to go out there and solve it.
Yeah.
But I'm giving you all the tools to make it happen.
Yeah.
So why not just figure it out?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna give me the answer, Mr.
Of course.
Effort.
Eventually.
Like I'm so used to it in elementary. That's that wonky zone. Like I wanted to be a line in between elementary, middle, and high school.
There used to be.
There really should be.
There used to be.
There's no lines anymore.
There's no lines anymore.
There's everybody's because of that concrete list of excuses. Everybody's in that elementary stage.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten so many teachers giving the answer.
Yeah.
We try and boost them up so much that we end up giving them the first 3 steps when they should have just got the first one and tried to do the second one, and then you push a little bit more. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of my colleagues just give the answers too quick.
Because you think they're tired?
And not tired. They're tired of the kids asking.
You know,
and that's what kids are good at.
they're
good at
nagging.
They're good at nagging.
Yeah.
They will claw away at it until you go here.
Yeah, because you know there's more of them than you.
I don't know. I'm that type of teacher. Yeah. How you feel about yourself, man? Do you feel like you're too helpful, or you're like you figured out a way about yourself to get them to learn on their own?
When I was newer, like when I first became a teacher, I was way too fucking helpful. I would like, and not in the terms of like I would give them the answer, but I just wouldn't let them go. Like for example, the breakdown of the lesson plan, you have your teacher directed, your introduction, teacher directed instruction, guided practice, independent practice. I would take like teacher directed instruction, fuck guided practice, fuck independent practice. We're gonna do all this shit together.
All lecture. Lecture the entire time.
Yeah. My math coaches and my reading coaches gone like, hey, dude, you gotta let the kids go, man. You gotta let them go. Let them go. So now like I've gotten to the point where I'm able to catch myself when I do that. Like, I'm like, well, we're gonna do 1 through 4 class now. Do 1 through 4. I'm like, okay, well, let me let y'all do this.
Give you a little too much.
Y'all supposed to do this by yourself. My bad. Y'all getting great on this. Go. I just tell them, go. You know what I'm saying? So it took some experience for me to be able to let them go. You know, but it wasn't that I was just giving them the answer. It's just that I wasn't letting them go. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm such a
stickler?
Yeah, I'm a stickler. I need shit to be a certain way, and if it's not a certain way, I'm just gonna fucking. It's just like
it's not going anywhere.
Because if y'all go over here, then y'all gonna fuck it up even more. So I'm just gonna have you stay here, and we're gonna perfect it, and then I'll let you go over there. But I don't have all day to do that. You know, there's a finite amount of time in a teaching day to where I can't do that. So now. I think I found that balance.
Let me ask you this question. I always want to talk to people about this more so than anything else when it comes to teachers. Like, how's your first classroom management experience? How did you get your classroom management down? It took me for a long time.
Really?
So I got it down. It was pretty good. But
I was a drum major, so like that's a paramilitary. Marksman is a paramilitary organization. So I had the classroom management down for the most part. It's just that I had to learn how to be a psychopath and then reel it back in. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be a little crazy.
When I was a fucking new teacher, when I was fresh out of college, I was doing crazy shit. I was like I was cursing. I was doing all kinds of stuff like that. I was doing not like, you know, I wasn't saying you motherfuckers. I wasn't doing that. I was like, damn, or say something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Get mad.
But now I've learned to reel it back to where like I'm able to focus all that shit that I want to convey to you into just a look that I give you. And you know exactly what's in my head. I just.
Yeah,
that right there.
I should hit my eyes a lot real fast. Get scared. Like, what's going on? Like, I wouldn't have no reaction because I realizing there's certain things as a teacher that you could use that kind of influence how you want the class to go. I would just stare at a kid. I would just blink. Like blankly, and he'd be like freaking out, like, "What's going on? What's in his head? I don't know where he's moving at."
I'm probably overcorrecting a little bit too much though.
It's the overcorrection, man.
I'm probably because I lose my shit. You know, if I have to, I don't do it like all the time. But like if I have to, like if you do something egregious, like you know you're writing. This was actually a real event that happened. You're writing something on the board that's like fucking a tablet. You talking about having babies and kissing boys and having sex with boys, and you're in fucking 3rd grade. And I'm like, why would you do that? I'm able to do that. And then if someone raises their hand, I say, yes, sweetheart. Yes, I'm like able to like tap into it, and then I gotta like. To a ridiculous degree. That there's this one kid, she laughs every time I do that. I'm like, what are you laughing at? She's like, it's just crazy. It's I find it funny how you go to being happy, you go to being mad, you going to be happy again. So I probably overcorrected a little bit, but just being able to tap into that. I need you to do what I need you to do what I asked you to do right now, and don't fucking ask me questions. Being able to tap into that and then reel it back and get back into being level-headed or whatnot. Right. It took experience to learn how to do that.
Man, it's all about the balance, bro. It's a balance game, and people sometimes in your first couple of years they don't understand that you're still balancing. I want this way.
Yes.
And this is how I know how to get it.
Yeah.
Until I get better tools or different tools on how to do this a different way or a better way so that I don't end up on the news tomorrow morning. Yeah. This is what I'm doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But as you hope you get people in your life, as in students or parents, that understand that you're growing also. Yeah. Like the kids aren't the only people. We're not finished.
True, exactly. We're never
finished. We're not finished.
Yeah, exactly.
Being a teacher is just another level of being a student.
Yeah, it is.
Okay?
Actually.
And now you're just seeing it, it's another perspective of being a student. Yeah. I'm on the other side. I'm looking in. You know, I can see, I got the God's eye view right now. Before I was down here and I could see, all I could see was somebody telling me what to do. True. But now I'm like, hold on, there was more to this. He didn't just tell me what to do. He guided me this way. I had, in that time when I know he wanted to scream or holler, he went, okay. Yeah. Have a seat and come back to me in about 10 minutes. Exactly. I got you. Yeah. Okay?
That takes a lot.
I promise. But right now, attendance, the bell ringer has to be there, the board isn't even turned on, and you're asking me about an assignment that you should have done 4 days ago. Yeah.
Why do you think you should bring this to me? Why do you
think you're bringing this to me now?
Exactly. That's a teacher thing.
And you know what? What really grinds my gears is sometimes they don't want the best.
No, they don't.
They're like, a seat's cool.
Exactly.
I'll take a seat.
Exactly.
That's all right.
Why are you doing that?
I was like, why don't you want the best for yourself?
Yeah.
And it's something that I wish we could sit down. Well, the community has to be different.
Yeah, because it's your parents. It's your parents. Just like Mo was talking. It's your surroundings. It's your parents. The thing about it, I'll give you an example. Like what happened with Mo. Before I went to Flomo, I was a professional student. Like I was just going to Miami-Dade just to play music. I wasn't there for any. I remember we had a guy that was like, we thought this guy was the laziest guy. He's a drummer. And we thought he was such a hippie. He was always smoking weed. We were like, this guy is like, he's not serious about anything. Me and my homeboy, we were playing bass. And we used to go to the thing. We was like, man, he thinks he's so cool, man. He's not doing anything. We just went to. We thought we all three agreed. We're just going there to learn as much about music as possible. We're just taking all the music classes. Mm-hmm. We ain't taking no college classes. We ain't trying to get no degree. We just taking music classes. We just going having fun.
Sweet.
You know what I'm saying? Having fun. Going and playing in the jazz band. We come to find out, like I think 2 years in. This dude has an associate. How you got an associate, bro? You're the laziest person. Oh man, well y'all was doing all that. I went and registered for my classes and got my. I'm like, you? I was like, after that, I was like, we're more responsible than you are. How are you doing this?
Oh, so you thought?
Oh, so we thought. So then my dad was like, yo, you're a professional student. You need to go somewhere and get your degree. And so then when I went to FLOMO, I just buckled down and got it. But I tell you. My experience at FLOMO is probably one of the best experiences of my entire life. I had so much fun there. I had so many great memories and experiences. I would never take, like, I was talking to my daughter and she was like, I want to go to a HBSC or HSBCU. And I was like, why? She was like, I don't know, because this. And I was like, well, you need to experience it first before you decide to have those thoughts. You've never been there before. I said, I'm going to take her on a college tour so she can experience like different places, not just historically black colleges, other colleges, but whatever your degree, your bent is, it might not be one of those places, but at least give it a chance to have an open option for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let it be because that's the school best for what you want to study.
Exactly. Not because
you know what I'm saying? If it's like that, I can see. You know, I'm not her parent. Yeah. But I'll be like, yo, let it be for it being the best school for what you want to study.
Exactly. That's what I told her.
Now HBCU, okay, cool. You go there, let's go get the experience. But at least if you say you're gonna take her and you're going with her, at least she'll have that part of the experience.
Exactly.
And if she falls in love with that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We got to get into this, man.
Yeah.
Where am I going with this? I'm gonna chop this video up so bad.
Yeah.
Next question. Any other questions? Questions?
I think we're almost.
We're almost at that time.
You want
to revisit the gender thing?
The gender. I know you probably edit this out, but it's. I noticed you stopped. It's absolutely insane, bro. It's like, okay, I haven't had anybody in my school. I don't think that has gone into that.
Yeah.
But we have those people that are like, they're deciding they want to, dress like the other sex, and I'm like, okay, cool. All right, that's cool. Just, leave that, for your leisure time.
Yeah.
Now, my problem is they feel like leisure time's all the time.
Wow.
Yeah. My biggest peeve is the headphones.
Oh,
it's my new big peeve.
Okay.
Is that people wear no Diddy. The kids wear these headphones all day.
Yeah.
God knows what they're listening to.
Yeah.
And then they come to you and don't get any other lesson because they got these headphones right here, or they got their phone, and it's like, come on, to listen to music, watching other stuff. It's like being entertained all day.
Really?
I feel like they're on like an overload,
and they can't get off. It's like they're on the matrix of this track,
and God knows what's coming up on the screen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got if you're playing like Roblox, who God knows what's going on the screen.
What?
Or watching a YouTube video. Yeah. Shout out to YouTube.
We
love you, YouTube.
We love YouTube.
Don't take us off.
Yeah. keep going. The algorithm.
Keep going. Hey, YouTube, I want to see at least 500 views on this video.
Yeah, exactly. Okay? I saw Facebook said
that's what I'm looking for.
It liked one of our algorithms that said Facebook is suggesting this for other people. I was like, okay.
That's what's up.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
You
know what I'm saying?
Man, thank you for our subscribers. We're over 100 subscribers. We're like
112 right now.
Yeah, 112. 112. Bad boy. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. 112, but no Diddy.
No, man, but the gender thing is like, I'm cool with you being who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't slip up but now the earnest is on me. Now I have to go. When I talk to your parents, I have to talk. If I'm in front of you, you're gonna get mad because I'm gonna call you something that you didn't want to be called on the phone, but to your parents because you haven't told your parents that you wanted to be called.
A pronoun.
You know what I'm saying? You wanted to be speaking. You know what I'm saying? But thank thank God we haven't. Yeah. Kids haven't got to that level of intelligence to start going. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna be this and I'm gonna be that. Or exactly. I don't want to call it maturity, but they haven't got to the point where they started to like make other people. It's weird because I'm like, now you're telling me that I have to talk to you a certain way, but you don't talk to me.
Wait, I want you to talk to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. That's the great trade.
That's a great trade. Like you got to call me a card. That's what you call me billionaire.
Like, call me billionaire.
Exactly.
Don't call me Mr. Effort.
Exactly.
Call me billionaire.
Exactly.
From now on. Right? If I gotta
call
you this, you gotta call me this.
Exactly.
Okay? That's a fair trade. If we do that, okay,
it's cool.
Now, you telling me I can't tell your parents? Yeah. What else can I tell your parents?
Exactly.
This is a weird spot.
Yeah, it's a weird spot.
It's a breeding ground for the worst types of people.
Exactly.
Because now we're keeping secrets.
Exactly. You're keeping
for the
secrets.
Kids. Now we're secret keepers.
Exactly. And that's not, how is that conducive for the child? Because there's like, you're keeping my secret basically the child is dictating, and I talked to somebody about this. You can't allow children to dictate to adults. Like, and then adults be like, oh yeah, they have the right to dictate to you. No, you cannot. A child doesn't have understanding. They don't have an understanding because of age. They've not been on this earth long enough to make these valid decisions for their lives. So why are adults who probably their own insecurities from them having like, I wanted to be able to dictate what I wanted to say, so I'm going to give every child the opportunity to not get their butt whooped.
It's gone way too far.
Yeah,
that part is going way too far.
Yeah,
I feel like, okay, yeah, we got freedoms.
Yeah,
all right, cool. The kids got more freedoms. Okay, cool. Now, who's gonna tell them that there are 4 walls that they're gonna have to scale one day?
True. Yeah.
And then when they get to those walls, let's say these figurative walls that I'm speaking of. I'm seeing all this stuff in my head. When they get to those issues in life. Then somebody's gonna make a concession for them there too.
Of course.
It's like every time we tell them that there's gonna be something concrete at the end of the day, it falls apart. And the lesson can't be taught because you haven't touched that proverbial hot stove.
Hot stove, yeah.
You haven't touched that socket.
Yeah, because you got to be politically correct.
You got because you can't. You can't tell them that, but you're supposed to be their parent. You're supposed to take. You're almost supposed to take a bullet for them.
Yeah, you actually.
You got to be in the building with them, protect them if something goes down outside.
Exactly, you do.
But I can't tell you to sit down a certain way. I can't tell you to move a certain way. I can't tell you to act a certain way.
Look at the
I have to
give up my life.
I have to give up my life. In the event that I don't, I'm going to be prosecuted
exactly
for not saving everybody there.
True. Wow.
Which is a weird
spot. Space. That's a weird space to be in. I mean, it's almost like it's like being caught between a rock and a hard place. It's almost like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, buddy.
That's a terrible space to be at.
What do you guys think about allowing teachers to carry firearms?
Ooh, see, that's a danger. Listen, if I personally feel like there are too many teachers who are mentally unstable because of the kids. There shouldn't be a situation where no matter how much training you give a teacher, no matter how much situations. Kids, I literally have been in the classroom where kids have been yelling and making noise, and I just wanted to scream and go crazy at a certain point of teaching. After I understood who I was as a teacher and had experience and learned how to control myself, once I learned how to control myself, I could control the class. So anytime I come in, the kids was trying to, there's so many of them, so they needle you. They're like little things. It takes little needles. They all stick in you, and eventually one of those needles blows you up. So, and you like a balloon, you pop eventually. So I don't think it's like mentally teachers should have that amount of pressure to have that on them. You got to protect the kids. The kids are primary. So, and then what if another teacher, they got a problem with another teacher? You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to think about the. You got to think about the scenarios.
Too much going on.
I don't like, but you know what I'm saying?
You know how adult you have to be.
Yeah.
I look at it from an applicable standpoint. Like whenever that came up with all the school shootings and things of that nature, whenever a school shooting happens, not everyone. There are some people that propose the idea of, let's let teachers carry a firearm. And I look at it from an applicable standpoint because if you're gonna let teachers do that, you're gonna have teachers like train alongside of the local SWAT team, local police team, to understand what like kind of tactics are gonna be put in place when a school shooting does happen. So now, like, if you give these teachers these guns who aren't really, because who's kidding who? If this was implemented, first of all, it costs a lot of money.
Of course.
And it will be the bare minimum amount of training.
Of course.
Go to the gun range for 30 hours.
Yeah.
We're going to license you. You get to carry a firearm now.
Exactly.
So now when the school shooting happens, you have the teacher that's not really prepared to shoot anybody.
Exactly.
And you have multiple people in the building with a gun while there is still an active shooter.
Yeah.
Who are running around with like the hit. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have like
accidental shootings can happen.
Yeah,
kids can get the gun. Yeah. It's so many other ways.
Too many.
And it's okay. And there are like a lot of variables. Like you have to understand communication with the SWAT team, police team. Yeah. There are like a lot of variables that have to be put in place before teachers can be able to carry guns. Now, me personally, if they gave me the choice to carry a gun, I would tell them yes. Only on there's one condition that you have to pay me more. Yeah. Because of course. I'm gonna be trained and I'm gonna have to like
get trained
people, and people are gonna have to look to me for protection just in case some shit pops off. So I want to be compensated for that. Yeah, I want to be because that's a lot of responsibility. So I would say police officer. Yeah. And I wouldn't be scared of losing my cool and shooting anybody. I wouldn't be scared of that. No. The thing is, like, if that does happen, like I'm in charge of a lot of lives at that point in time. If something does pop off, so I need to be compensated for that shit.
But see, this is the thing. Think about it like this, right? Even so, you're not. Look how much police officers make, and they have to risk their lives every day. Yeah. They're only going to compensate you so much for this.
There you go. Then they're going to charge you for the firearm.
And then they're going to charge you for that. That's true.
They're going to start a payment plan for it. They're like, you doing your summer pay?
Exactly.
That summer pay pays for your sidearm.
Exactly.
All right, here you go.
Exactly.
Then you can't. This is the pay part. Like we can get to that because we talked about it at the beginning. Pay, it's just not. As much as you say it's catching up with everybody else, and no, it's not. It doesn't. It shouldn't have been this in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
shouldn't even happen.
It shouldn't even be happening in the first place because you got stuff you want to bring to the class to make it better for you to teach. Yeah, you gotta pay some stuff. You gotta come out your pocket for. You want to be creative, but they're not giving you enough tools to get creative. They're giving you just enough to say, "Come back in. We know you love. We know you love the kids.
You love the kids.
Come on. You love being in charge of 30 people at one time.
It's actually not a bad thing. Sometimes because to be honest with you, I mean, besides the principal hardly coming around, you really are the boss of your environment. You're basically the king of your environment.
But you're the boss, the king. You're godlike.
You're godlike, really much.
Okay, but what makes you godlike is that you're the fall guy.
Yeah, that's true. And you're also fall guy too.
Like you
get blamed for everything.
You could you could be sacrificed for it all at one moment.
That's true. In one shot.
And you can look to your left and look to your right. And you're gonna have criminals next to you because there's gonna be people in the office right next to you. Like, hey, what'd you do?
Exactly.
What'd you do?
What you in for?
I'm not comparing myself to that, but God wants to be more Christ-like. So Christ did do that. So you're like, hold on. Yeah. Like, how did I end up here?
Exactly.
Because I chose to be here because I wanted to be this godlike figure. Yeah. And it's like, okay, teaching is dope. It's dope. No. Don't get me twisted. I love being able to teach. I just came back from a 8th grade prom. If that's a thing right now. I'm down this month. That's the new peeve. All right. 8th grade proms. Yeah. So I DJ at my school, and I'm teaching other kids the skills of DJing. And I got one kid, man, that just killed it.
What?
Man, we're at the party, DJing next to each other. I've got the sounds, he's got the music. We're going in, everybody's having an awesome time. And he's mixing and matching it, and it's so cool to see someone take what you started in them. Like something that you like. It's kind of sprinkled a little bit of. Hey, you could do this. Yeah, you could do that, and then watch them flourish at it. It's not paid. Yeah. For those people waiting for me to go, oh, that's why you do it. Yeah. Like, no, but it's not paid. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's not. It doesn't change. It doesn't turn into compensation. Yeah. It's a great feeling, but I'm not working here for the feeling. Yeah. You know. Yeah. I'm working here because I want to see change. Yeah. Enacted in front of me. Yeah. That's true. I want like Muhammad just said. I want to see the change, and that this is where I can see it happen.
Yeah, yes. You can affect change.
That's where I can affect change and happen, and we're going to affect change. Yes, in so many great ways, right here on the D&D Leveling Up podcast. And if you don't know, now you know. That's right, guys. Deuces. All right, pause. All right, take a good smile on the camera.